almost forgot this new is a news flash to me, right? So I should make a video on it. There are some people that are getting very good at proving the Earth is a globe sphere. Like, I've seen some videos that uh, are almost convincing. And the thing is, I'm not saying that it's not a sphere Earth. It's just that most of the evidence, there's something wrong with it. And there's some of the evidence I can understand. You're not really responsible to know there's something wrong with it because you got to see the part after the cut, right? I'm not talking about the hairspray one, right? Because they could did that on purpose, the mockery, right? But I'm talking about like the expensive things that is sort of like where people can remember that there was a production going on and they were focused in on it. And the end of that clip, sometimes they turn on the lights and shit. Those ones, right? And you see the same people walking around. But I could tell you about some other shit, right? This is off-world shit, actual off-world shit. Like you wonder if the astronauts went to the moon. Don't even fucking worry about the moon. They went somewhere and came back and with some other motherfuckers, right? Uh, Neil Armstrong was approached by a journalist in a very professional way. They sat down. The journalist was invited inside. I'm not talking about the one on the door. If you've seen that one, okay. I'm talking about the one where he sat down inside and when he asked a certain question, it triggered a violent response. Then the journalist got kicked in the nuts. But anyways, he wasn't sitting down. I just said that. I seen this video. I swear, don't. I'm not changing my story. Um, he was standing inside the apartment. Okay, I'm not saying it was a sit down. He got kicked in the ass, right? But it's the foot. You have to know, right? Like, is longer than the part. So you like got kicked. It might just have been like I wasn't trying to kick you in the testicles or anything like that kind of thing. But it seems a little bit overboard. Is because he said that he referred to fucking. Did you actually? Well, he's just asked him about. Did you actually go to the moon or something like that? And he got assaulted. Then I went back and looking for that video, and the keywords the same. I looked up Neil Young journalist, like fucking assaulted or kicked, whatever. Then I seen there was it was a journalist that was acting like a douche and fucking. I don't know why there were so many people crowded in, right? Because why are all these people? I don't. That's something else. He was acting like a douche. He was filming himself, but he had like a camera crew or something. There's all these people around. Neil Young fucking like they staged it. He like socked him in the face for being overly bearing, like intrusive manner than being what's it called? Anyways, harassment, whatever. I don't know, kind of lightweight, but just basically deserving a sock in the face and getting served up. Like, way to go, man. You're the man. Okay, right? You do what to do, even in your old age. You still have it. You still got it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And I think, like, why is there, like, it's in a certain amount of years that goes by between you seeing something so much as that actually might be controversial, then you probably don't even know yet which things are banned later. It'll make sense later, but they'll fucking put on a show, and they've done it before, dude. The bubbles coming out of niggas' helmet and shit, and then this astronaut fucking working on the ship, and you see bubbles and shit coming out. But okay, the image of I could tell you ways that you can produce a image like of the round Earth with the light bouncing off of it and everything. But I don't want to be trying to prove that it's a flat Earth. All I'm saying is that it kind of looks like it was painted. So that is not really a good way to like being proven. Like say that it's evidence. This really can be done. Like you're still showing me things that look like they're painted because I could tell you that if you got bounced light off a planet and took a really good picture of it, I don't know why it would have to look like it's painted, right? It's a little bit frustrating, but like maybe that is what it actually looks like. Maybe because space cameras, um, they're not really capable yet of high resolution and like that, so it comes back looking painted, man. But I mean, look, there it is. It's real. What the fuck? What do you want? You know what I mean? You're being a bit of a grade. So what's it called? The people who are proving it the best have basically um, taken the same approaches that was used to explain why people can't fly over the North Pole or the South Pole, and there are reasons why, like different countries are not interested in you flying over barren, resourceless land with nothing valuable deep underneath it. That at one point in time was all the rage. That was new discovery because of the fact of how many. And then who was telling you that was MacArthur, and you seen it on yourself and fucking okay, Tom Brokaw or whoever, I don't know, somebody old. Uh, but yeah, then okay. Um, so what better way to prove the Earth is round than to tackle the methodology of the people who are coming to you telling you that this is proof, and you're dumb if you still think that it's a flat Earth after you hear about the firmament. Okay, I know that there are occult like literature, right? It's a category that if you wanted to get a lot of literature or materials that was influenced by people under a flat earth model belief, right, regardless of whether or not they got both the flat and the round and the ball earth models. Like maybe there's a time when people weren't given both a round and a ball earth model, and I'll explain what those are later, because the UN is using the 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 flat Earth model. That the UN emblem is the flat Earth model. That okay, so and then sports is the ball Earth models basically. Sports basically, you understand that a catalyst is necessary for conductivity, and conductivity is relayed in all sorts of different um, challenges and feats of athletic. Um, I don't know. So okay, whatever. And like the field goal, like different things like that. The field goal post is the catalyst. You have to kind of decode where the catalyst is. That the cowboy girl, the cowgirls, the cheerleaders. Okay, they're the catalyst. And at the basketball game, they like you see a pretty woman at a basketball court, and you maybe play a little rougher with your friends. Okay, so it's like they're like okay, and it's a ball game, right? It's a ball. So you're given a ball Earth model in a benign way. It's not a malignant way. It's a benign way. Just like their flat Earth occult literary reference is not an argument for or against, but just a category of literature. Like there's the secret diaries of Admiral Byrd, and there are people that take it as evidence. You know what I'm saying? There's just they're interesting characters, right? That's what I'm gonna say about them. They're characters and they're interesting. Uh, I don't say that these people are dumb or they haven't figured it out, because it's for them to believe in the secret diaries of Admiral Byrd is given novelty status, or arrived at novelty status, and having first been authentic in its origins, like an actual, you know what I'm saying? Like there's room for that kind of what's it called, speculation, right? It's just like there's no, it's this endless perspective. There's no end to perspective. You're just given flat Earth model and ball Earth models, and the evidence for the flat Earth is really not as is succinct and put together. Although I'm sure that there are probably some people who could match the effort of and the results of the people who are trying to prove the ball Earth model and offer evidence. The most convincing evidence as of yet would be something interesting, right? To see that, right? And you got to root for them too, because I kind of believe that myself, that the Earth is overlapping uh, um, symbols, right? Like they're two. The symbol is like a loop, right? And it's two overlapping loops, and the 10% negation represents conditions that man becoming physical in the ethereal waters of noon is we or out in the cosmos, right? Because you're not physical, you can't be confined. Then we're like decided that we found the conditions that we could live, and the proof or the fact of the matter that you die is evidence that you can't really stay here, but you can live here. You can't move in, you know. And it's really funny because how you arrived here was we fell from heaven lowered. Like you were saying, China was an ethereal realm of paradise that at a high vibration and frequency, then descended and to become the state of the Communist Republic of China, and is not far from the truth. Like uh, like that. Like there's all kind of different angles like that. You can see that happening. They do. What about parthenogenic replication and the fact that what can you say about a circumcision that isn't evidenced by period blood? And why do Bloods in Los Angeles and South Central call each other Damu? What's up, Damu? And Damu is an actual menstrual blood goddess that people in India prostrate and kneel before and leave offerings. And she's got red eyes and she's blood from her mouth and shit. It's not fucking. I mean, look, nature's a thin veneer is nature's way of masking all that is hideous and detestable, and the places where there is more decay and more, what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's like you're inside you're hideous. I'm saying who wants to look at muscle tissues and organs and dung and shit. Like that's like the places where the dung is where the skin is a thin veneer, and the curves are concentrated to be the focus or the apple of your eye, right? All that a man has is the apple of the eye of Cam and the shell of the lowly body. Even in another Camelot mythos, pantheon goddess is that you are some of the, okay, Parna, right? Is conquered her fear of being seen naked before the eye of Cam, right? Her Parna. Like there's little things like that we don't really until it's been shown. We don't even know the origins of it. You know what I mean? Huge pantheons that we don't really care about, and that's the interesting thing is that fucking we are speaking a language of angles that was created by like to do something, and whether or not it accomplished that and was no longer necessary or it failed, it was discarded and it was given to the tribes and clans, Germanic clans and shit. Like it's a dialect of Germanic called Anglish or Einglish, language of angles, and that's redundancy because alphabet is a language of angles. It's cones or sticks or demarcations that people develop. All right, right. 14-minute video. Why am I doing this over and over? I just get compelled. I jump up and fucking whatever I made me film a video is not what you're gonna get. I've tried everything, man.